Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you in a large number. And of course, it's always good to be back in Sweden. I love Sweden. As it was so nice to introduce, I come from a big company, but please consider us as a startup company. Biopolymers in BASF is a small group of experts, and we do believe in biopolymers, and one advantage of it is also compostable plastics. So in everyday life, being an environmental engineer, I'm dealing with sustainability issues related to biopolymers. And in order to avoid all this simple material comparison with the conventional plastics, which we already use every day in our life, I'm actually trying to see what are the opportunities where bioplastic in general can contribute, where we can see the added value. And one of these is exactly how to come up with these targets to reach a resource-efficient Europe. And of course, today, let's focus on Sweden and resource-efficient Scandinavia. So first, large field where we can see contribution is definitely waste management. Why? Because food waste and also green waste, so garden waste is a large part of it. And if we divert organic waste from other parts, definitely we can get some benefits. And also if we send them to biological treatment, and biological treatment for all of you, it's composting, anaerobic digestion, or have it combined, like it's a trend today in Europe, cascade systems, we can see many environmental benefits. So let's start with resource efficiency. Having a compost where you actually convert or transform your waste into a new material which you can use. Then having soil nutrients. And let's not talk only about carbon or nitrate. Let's talk also about phosphates, which are actually scarce elements. Then definitely can have a reduced carbon footprint. Having food waste sent to a for composting or anaerobic digestion can actually reduce carbon compared to incineration or landfill. And finally, yes, we do have a renewable energy source, so this biomass can be used for biogas production. So with us and with all these statements and many others many governments, associations, they definitely agree, and this is something which we have acknowledged over the past few years. And this is exactly the reason why, for example, European Waste Management Framework demands the separate collection of food waste. And in line with that, the Swedish Waste Management Plan targets that 50% of the food waste is separated, biologically treated by 2018. It's a large goal, it's a very high goal to reach. And in addition to this, we also talk about bioeconomy, so about what you heard now from our colleague from FCOR, what is happening, sorry. So the promotion of biopolymers, bio-based or renewables. So we have all this nice framework, but then what is the problem? Why people do have difficulties to separate organic waste in an easy way? And when we did a survey in Germany, in Bad region, this is what we found out. Most of the people use paper bags or actually just newspapers. So what they had is that this paper leaked through, of course. Then, of course, especially in summer times, you have problems with others, so it smells bad. And then, of course, this nasty cleaning of the bin. So listen to them. Then we looked also what the country offers. So every country has a different waste management system. So, of course, there are some common understanding, but at the end, every country offers different infrastructure, and this is what we need to look into. So, looking at Sweden, biobin is available to only 50% of municipalities. And the people who are really, I would say, in Europe, one of the highest, have a highest awareness, they collect 673 kilotons of food and green waste together per year. And looking at food waste only, 60% is sent to anaerobic digestion and 30% to composting. So this is what we have. And this is what we need to understand and create solutions to match this system. And this is why BASF together with our product EcoVio and EcoFlex, trying to find partners, and also in Sweden. And we are proud to say that we have developed compostable bags together with we developed partnership with Gaia to produce compostable bags, which are actually successfully treated in aerobic digestion plants in south of Sweden. Second, we do work with Europe for mobile composters, and this is exactly to reach those people who don't have direct contact to access to biobin to be able to do composting. So our bags are also treated in these mobile composters. And also, when you look at the Swedish market, people are accustomed to use paper bags. So I know I lived here for 6 months, I studied in Stockholm, and we use paper bags. And then we thought, okay, why to change the behavioral for some people who don't maybe have still some let's say mixed feelings with plastics, why we just don't make a coating layer on the paper bag? And this is what you will be able also to see outside. I believe that you had a chance. So these leaf bags can be both compostable, but also they can provide mechanical requirements which people do need. So now when people do use the bags, we ask them, okay, so why do you use now? Why do you collect more waste? Well, yeah, not only did they collected waste, they collected more waste. They collected 20% per household more waste. The reasons were it's more clean. The biobin has to be didn't need to be clean, and it smelled less. So for all these reasons, they were willing to use the bags. And not only that, but we found out that there were less polyethylene bags in composting plants. So what we found out is actually at the end, it's that people would just need effective labeling of these compostable bags, and this would be the key to ensure that we have a really clean bio-waste stream. So, but let's look into other opportunities. We said we discover opportunities. Okay, these are organic waste bags, but then we talk also about shopping bags. What if a shopping bag can be also used after several times used for shopping? What if finally used is it also for bio-waste collection? And we looked into an LCA of such a product and found out that actually this collection of organic waste in a final stage can bring many environmental advantages. And the food waste management is actually the one who drives the results of the LCA study. And what I'm trying to say here that we shouldn't go for always material comparison. What we need to think about is not which material we use, but what we use it for. So really there are no bad materials, it's just bad applications. So we need to think about where biopolymers would give an added value. And this is one of the examples, and definitely the results confirm that, for example, biodegradable bag can add value to a more efficient reuse. Okay, but then let's look at the also other areas, yeah, next to waste management system. Let's think about agriculture or packaging. And in agriculture, we already talked about compost. Definitely, we can always bring compost and to improve soil or to grow soil before the erosion. But finally, what we can do is also use the mulch film, and the mulch film will definitely save some collection costs, but also will help us to have less pollution. Because if you think about globally, about countries like China or so on, where they use a very thick film, like 8 to 10 microns, this film is not possible to be collected. It's too dirty, and they do not have recycling facilities. And this is where we can have advantage, because people can just leave the mulch film on the soil and have the same, and still fulfill the purpose of having more yield, yeah, to contribute to have more yield. And the next, I'm sorry, but I think I have the wrong presentation here. No? Okay. I have one use. Okay, somebody didn't update. In the circle of a plastic used for packaging, we can think about using renewables, yes, and this is an advantage where we can have material which can have reduced carbon footprint, but on the other hand, we need a material which would be a drop-in solution, which can be reprocessed, and this is something which is very important for packaging producers. So the advantage is definitely in the food packaging, where food packaging can be together with the food waste collected and biologically treated. And for example, we are talking about food, coffee capsules, like coffee packaging, or we can think about meat trays, or let's go further, where composting maybe is not the primary issue, so we can talk also about cosmetics and so other applications where bio-based is the requirement. And finally, yeah, after learning all this, we can conclude that the separate organic waste collection can lead to higher resource efficiency, and that helps us build a circular economy. And compostable plastic bags and compostable paper-coated bags can help people accept this collection, so to increase the collection rate. And this is why, on behalf of our team, we do advocate to help people to accelerate the establishment of this separate organic waste collection by actually exempting certified compostable plastic bags and coated paper bags from taxation of carrier bags, and to allow us to promote certified compostable bags in the region. So for all this, we need also your help and your support. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, I will be glad to answer